end of the month, my baby pays the bill. She's rolling in the dough and making deal, 'cause she's a boss.
What's up, my beautiful jewels? Welcome to my channel, Jade Thajewel. I'm Jade, Jade. Yes, honey, that's me. If you're new to my channel and this is your first time seeing me, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Jade. If you've been here and you've been rocking with me, what's good? What's poppin', girl? Are you need to trying you? No, because you're not to. Okay, girl. Today I will be talking about something completely different that I usually don't talk about, and today is just not a good day for me. Like, I've been kind of off. Maybe because of the topic I'm about to talk about, and it's making me feel weird, so I don't know. But I'm a little off today, but that's okay, girl, because I'm still gonna do this video because I don't care. But anyways, today I'm gonna be talking about my top annoying things with having the disorder called, that's right, ADHD, girl. I got ADHD, girl. I got ADHD. You do too. ADHD twins. But I have ADHD, and having this disorder can be extremely annoying. So if you have ADHD, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I'm talking about these things. Everybody's not going to be able to relate to me, even if you do have ADHD, because everybody who has ADHD doesn't have the same issues. The disorder doesn't make everybody the same. Just because you have the disorder doesn't mean that you're going to have the same issues as me. You may be a really hyper person with ADHD. You may be a person who's not so hyper with ADHD. You may be a person who has attention span problems with ADHD. You may be a person who doesn't. So having this disorder differs from person to person, but I'm sure that you'll be able to relate to me when it comes to at least one of these things that annoy you when it comes to ADHD. And I know that it's very different for everybody because my mom has ADHD, I have ADHD, and my brother has ADHD. So we are a family of ADHDers, and we deal with it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the top most of the things that annoy me about ADHD. Okay, so I wrote down, like I always do in every video, I wrote down everything that annoys me when it comes to having ADHD. I have my handy dandy orange pencil that I love so much that's probably about to run out of lead. But let's start with number one of the top most annoying thing about having ADHD. So the top most annoying thing for me is being super forgetful. Oh my goodness, this is the worst one because it is so freaking hard to deal with being super forgetful. Like, girl, like, I forget everything sometimes. Like, it's so hard not to forget. Now, with my forgetfulness, it's like this. Let me give you an example. So every day, since I was like 7, like a chore in my house that has just been in my household, me and my sister have to do dishes. That is our chore. So one day I'll have dishes, the next day she'll have dishes, then I'll have dishes, then she'll have dishes, then I'll have dishes, and she'll have dishes. And that's just how it's been in our household for a really long time. So ever since my sister has went to college, she's become like a really big party animal, and she likes being out all day with her friends. So she'll come home really late and do her dishes, or she'll just do her dishes super late. So what happens is I'll do dishes the day before, and then when she does her dishes really late like that, like I get confused, like, why is the dishes still here? Like, do I have dishes? Did she have dishes yesterday? Little did I know, yeah, girl, you did dishes yesterday. You washed the dishes, you cleaned off the table, you cleaned off the counter, you swept the floor, you did everything that pertains to cleaning the kitchen. You did the kitchen, you know what I mean? Like, I completely forget that I did the kitchen, and like, how crazy is that? Like, how do you forget what you did yesterday? Like, I forgot doing the kitchen. I can't remember doing the kitchen, and that is so annoying. Like, I cannot remember what I did, and that happens to me every day. Like, even yesterday I had problems remembering if I did the kitchen or not because she was doing the kitchen so late that I'm like, why is the dishes still here? Did I not do the kitchen? Did she have kitchen yesterday? And it's just so freaking annoying. Like, that's the most annoying thing about having ADHD. And even when I'm talking sometimes, I'll forget in mid-sentence exactly what I was about to say. But like, I'll be talking to my mom, blabbering, blah, 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 blah. What was I saying? Hold up, wait a minute. You know what I mean? Like, I forget a lot. And I know that happens to so many other people. But that's like the most top of the list, being super forgetful, and it is so freaking annoying. And then the second thing for being really annoying with having ADHD is going to be the medication. I stopped taking my medication a long time ago. I made the decision really young to stop taking my medication because I feel like the medication, it helps, but it does a lot of other things. Like, yeah, I'm able to focus more, but I'm also really less talkative. I'm also really annoyed. I'm also never hungry. I also can never go to sleep. So it's just like all these side effects just made like everything I was good with my ADHD. I was able to focus more, and my grades got better. I mean, I've never had like really bad grades, but like I felt like I was more focused and more productive while on my medicine because I was so focused and driven on what I was doing. But at the same time, I was really irritable. I didn't get any sleep. My mouth was really dry. I was never hungry. I was always ready to fight somebody. Like, I didn't like my medication, and I was on Adderall, you know what I mean? So sometimes the medication is helpful, but it also can be really detrimental to like your surroundings and the people that you're around. Like, I remember fighting my brother on that medication. I remember going off on people on the medication. I remember just bursting out in tears when I got annoyed on that medication. I remember not being able to sleep for nights on that medication. So the medication with the ADHD disorder can be sucky, you know what I mean? And I've changed my medication, but I've changed my medication to different ones when I was younger, but I made the decision really young to stop taking it, and I just don't take medication anymore. I've really learned how to cope with my ADHD and be able to move on and still be productive and still focus in life without taking that medication, you know what I mean? Some people really do need the medication because it does help them, but at the same time, it does affect them in a different type of way. That's why some people who have ADHD, regardless if they're jacked up without it or not, they will not take it because it does all these other things to you. It makes you angry, it makes you sad, it makes you cry, it makes you not hungry, and it does everything. And let me not talk about the diarrhea that I got on that thing.
I got diarrhea.
Milk. Like, seriously, I hated that medicine, and I stopped taking it really young, and I made the decision not to take that medicine anymore. So yes, number 2 is like the medication. It's annoying, and I don't like it, and I stopped taking it at a really young age. But all my people out there who still take the medication, do you not have those symptoms too, or is it just me? Okay, and then my number 3, these aren't really listing based on like most annoying to least annoying, but these are just things that annoy me. My number 3 is being super talkative. I'm a really talkative person. I love talking. When I'm comfortable around you, like, I could talk all day. Like, I can go all day with this thing. Like, it doesn't stop. If you don't stop her, she won't stop. If you don't stop her, she won't stop. She keeps going and going and going.
My boy, you still going?
You know what I mean? Like, she don't stop, you know? So I'm a really talkative person, and sometimes that can be annoying because sometimes I feel like people want me to shut up, but I just don't know how to. You know, I don't know how to shut up. Like, even on my YouTube videos, like one time this girl commented, was talking way too much for me, and I was like, oh, sorry. Like, I'm sorry, I can't stop talking. I have ADHD. It's so hard to stop being talkative. Like, I'm just naturally a talkative person, and I guess because I have ADHD, it just makes me talkative, and it just is what it is. Like, I remember being really young, and I was in this camp, and I got really close to the teacher, and she used to pick me up from my house and take me to camp all the time. And I could tell sometimes she would get so annoyed with me talking because I talk so much. Even my mom gets annoyed with me talking. Like, I talk a lot. Even on my YouTube videos, obviously people get annoyed because they comment that I talk too much. But I'm sorry, I just cannot stop talking. And it's kind of annoying because it's like, I hate to annoy people, but at the same time, I can't stop talking. So I'm sorry, but I just talk a lot, and it's just what it is. Like, and I already talk fast, so like, you don't know how many words can come out of this mouth within a minute. You know what I mean? I cannot stop talking. Even talking about being talkative, I feel like I'm being talkative by talking about being talkative because I am already talkative. So that is number 3 for me. I'm talkative, and it's a little annoying because I know that it annoys people. Okay, so also along with being a really talkative person, my mind also talks a lot. So my mind just never stops. Like, sometimes I really wish that I could be quiet up here, but it just doesn't stop talking. Sorry, the heat is coming on, so if you hear blowing, then that's the heat. So I'll talk louder, but my mind just never stops talking to me, and I wish that it would be quiet sometimes because it's kind of annoying that I can't shut up here. Like, sometimes I wish I could just rest without her talking to me. Like, could you shut up?
Shut the hell up! Damn!
Like, and even when I try to say think of nothing, you know how you like say with those meditation people on YouTube, they'd be like, think of nothing. My mind would be like, think of nothing, think of nothing. Like, girl, just think of nothing and shut up. Like, shut up. Like, that is so annoying to me because my mind just doesn't stop. It's always thinking about everything. Like, it doesn't stop. It thinks about things all the time, and I just wish I could be still up here. Like, imagine having the ability to be still in the mind. That would be like the best thing ever, because some days I just need her to rest and be quiet for a minute for me, because for my sanity, she just doesn't shut up. And I guess that's how people feel about me talking. My mind probably does the same thing that I do to people when it comes to my talkativeness. She doesn't stop, and it's quite annoying. So that was, we had super forgetful, medication, super talkative, mind never stops, and then that would be number 5. Number 5 is going to be anxiety. Okay, because my mind doesn't stop talking, I get anxiety because my mind is always focused on the future. And whether you want to accept it or not, people are most worried about who themselves. So my mind is always thinking about what I'm doing. Like, I try to be as productive as I can within a day, because if I'm not being productive, I feel like a loser, and no one likes feeling like a loser. And when I don't complete tasks in a day, like, my mind's like, oh, you lazy, unproductive bitch.
Shut big nice ass up, go get into.
Like, she tells me that, and I just wish that I could stop. And that increases my anxiety, because when I feel like I'm not being productive, I feel like I'm not getting anywhere. And my mind, with her being so focused on the future, it increases my anxiety about being successful. Like, my YouTube channel, it hasn't popped off yet. You know what I mean? Like, on YouTube, you need 1,000 subscribers and 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 views. I have the views down, but I don't have the amount of subscribers that I need in order to start getting paid on YouTube. And you know, I just turned 18, so naturally I'm like, okay, I need to start getting paid, because, you know, I want to get the hell out of my hometown. I don't want to be here anymore. So, like, my mind is already talking to me a lot, and then it increases my anxiety because I'm like, okay, I'm not moving fast enough. I'm not successful yet. Like, girl, slow down. You just turned 18. You don't even know what it's like to be an adult. Relax. You know, but I can't relax, because not only is she talking all the time, but because she talks so much, she increases my anxiety about not being successful, about not being productive, about not being enough, about not being successful on YouTube, about not being successful in this or that, or not doing this or not doing that. So it is the anxiety that comes along with ADHD, because your mind keeps going, can be detrimental to a lot of things. Like, it can be detrimental to your confidence. Like, right now, I'm not so confident in my future, because I'm like, oh my god, my YouTube hasn't popped off yet. Oh my god, this hasn't happened yet. Oh my god, this hasn't happened yet. When I set a plan for myself for 12 years is going to be that period of, you know, every goal that I want to meet will happen in the next 12 years. But at the same time, because my mind talks so much, it increases my anxiety, so it makes everything worse, and I always feel like I'm never doing enough. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know about you guys, but anxiety sucks. Yeah. And then along with those issues that I have with my disorder, also my hyperness, I kind of calmed down as I've gotten older, but I was a really hyper kid. I would just it wasn't like constantly hyper, but like when I would get bored, like I would have like this hyper, what do they call it? See, I'm forgetting what I'm about to say. This is the forgetfulness that I'm talking about. I was about to say something and now I forgot. Hold on. Give me a minute.
A few moments later.
My hyperness. What was I about to say? I remember being a kid and having like a hyper spree. Maybe that was the word I was looking for. A hyper spree. And I would just be super hyper. And I remember my mom would get a little annoyed with me because like I used to be in ballet and I would grab my ballet shoes and come downstairs and dance in front of the TV while she was watching it. Because I'm just hyper and I needed to play, you know what I mean? And it just was what it was. And I was a little hyper. I still am a little hyper now. Like I still, you know, I'm 18 now, but I still like to sit on my mom's lap and I still want her to play with me like I'm a kid. So, yes, I'm still hyper. I still have my hyper moments and it just is what it is. Like everybody who has ADHD doesn't like to admit that they're hyper, but I can admit it. Like, okay girl, I'm hyper and what you gonna do about it? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, yes, I'm hyper, so what? everybody's hyper, but people with ADHD, theirs is a little more aggressive with the hyperness. Like, I will play with my mom until she gets annoyed. Like, even last night, I kept playing and I kept playing and I kept playing and I kept playing because I was hyper yesterday. You know what I mean? So yeah, hyperness, it's what it is annoying because it annoys other people, and annoying other people is annoying when you know you're doing it. So yeah, being hyper. That's one thing that's annoying about having ADHD. Yeah.
Child. Anyway, so.
And then my last thing that's really annoying about having ADHD is obviously the disorganization of us. We can be really disorganized. Now, this doesn't apply to everybody. Like I said, my mom, my brother, and I have ADHD. My mom is a really organized person. She's very organized. Like, her closet is color coordinated. She does everything so organized. Everything is so perfectly organized with her, even though she has ADHD. But me and my brother, especially him, no offense, but especially him, he's very disorganized, and I'm very disorganized. But as I've gotten older, I've gotten a lot better with being organized. Like, I put my schoolwork with my schoolwork, I put my this with this, I'll put this with this, and I'll try my best to maintain it. Like, but it just becomes disorganized regardless. Like, I clean my room sometimes twice a week because I'll clean my room and then it gets messy within the next 2 days. So then I have to clean it again because I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't be disorganized like this. I shouldn't do this. So I try my best to maintain the disorganization of myself. But having ADHD, it's just inevitable that you don't become disorganized. But what you have to do is just really try not to be. Like, okay, fine, I got disorganized, let's reorganize it again. You know what I mean? That's what I have to do because my disorganization will drive me batty. Like, I remember when I was a kid, I used to get the McDonald's toys, you know, the little McDonald's toys, and when I would lose it, I would lose my mind. I would lose my mind because like, first of all, you're already disorganized, and then you're forgetful on top of that. So when you're disorganized, you'll put something in a place, and then you'll forget where you put it, and then you're just looking around frantically trying to find it. So that sucks. Imagine being disorganized and forgetful at the same time. That's the worst combination you could ever possibly imagine, fathom, think of. So it's annoying, you know, being misorganized. But like I said, as I've gotten older, I definitely became a lot better with being disorganized, but I still become disorganized on the weekly basis. I'll clean my room and then 2 days later it's a mess, but then I clean it again because I don't want to be disorganized. So being disorganized can be extremely annoying, but sometimes it just is what it is, and it's just something that I dealt with. But you know, disorganized, it's annoying. Alright guys, that's pretty much what I have for the most annoying things. I had another one, but unfortunately I forgot. I forgot to put it down. Well, no, I can't even explain what I'm saying. I'm having an ADHD moment. What was I saying? I had broke the things down and then I added some along the way because I remembered how some things made me felt. But now I had another one that I didn't write down, that I was about to write down, that I was about to say on camera, but I forgot what I was about to say. So I'm just not going to put it in the video, and I'm not going to waste my time trying to remember it because I probably won't. So anyways, and that's another thing, super talkative. You know what I mean? It's just this one. Annoying. But anyways, that is pretty much wrapping up the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, then like it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, notification bell, and all that good stuff. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on everything. Girl, I don't even want to talk about following me on Instagram. God, that is embarrassing. I have no followers. I think I have 1 follower on there. Don't look at me like I'm crazy. Don't look at me at all, matter of fact. What was I about to say? Yeah, so, ouch. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you beautiful jewels in the next video. I think I already said that. Peace!